You didn't say anything about the pain at first. You never do. But somewhere between the popcorn and the bad movie, the two of them on either side of you, the night stopped asking you to be okay and just let you exist. One paused the movie without being asked. One had already switched out the heating pad days before tonight, and you're still trying to figure out how two people can know you this well without you ever having to say a word. The apartment is quiet, in the way only Friday nights can be. The particular kind of hush where the week finally exhales and leaves something tender in its place. The curtains are drawn against the city glow, and the television throws shifting blue light across the walls, across the coffee table, cluttered with popcorn balls and throw blankets, across the two of them. Katsuki is sitting at one end of the couch, feet up on the table, arms crossed in that way of his that isn't really closed off so much as contained. He picked the movie, something loud and violent that he insisted was critically underrated, and approximately 40 minutes in, he has been entirely quiet, which means he's either fully invested or fully asleep. It's impossible to tell with them. Ijiro's at the other end, legs stretched across the cushions until his feet are tucked under your thigh. Because Ijiro Kirishima always needs to be touching you somehow. His arm is draped along the back of the couch behind your shoulders. You are in the middle. You usually are. The pain starts the way it always starts, not with a bang, but with a whisper. A dull ache, threading through your lower back, your hips, warming down into your legs with practiced patience. You've learned not to flinch immediately. You've learned to hold it quietly for a while, to do the mental math. How bad is this? How bad will it get? What does tonight need to look like now? You shift slightly, adjusting your position, trying to find the angle that makes it bearable. Ijiro notices before Katsuki does, which is unusual. He's watching the movie, but his hand has still in your hair. Are you okay? He murmurs, quiet enough not to break the mood of the room. I think. You don't commit to yes or no. He studies the side of your face for a moment. You can feel it. Back again. Yes. The word is soft, a little tired, and it carries everything you don't say out loud. The frustration of a body that's casuals, its worst behaviors, on the nights you most want to just exist peacefully, to watch a bad movie and eat too much popcorn and be ordinary. Katsuki pauses the movie without a word. The silence lands differently now. Where? He says, not a question exactly, more like a prompt. Low back, down into my hips. You pause. It's not really as bad as last week. That's not the bar I want you using. He says flatly, and there's no bite in it. You've been with him long enough to hear the difference. He unfolds himself from his end of the couch, standing, rolling his shoulders. I'm fine, Katsuki. You don't have to. Did I ask? He disappears toward the bedroom. Ijiro's hand resumes, moving through your hair, slow and rhythmic, and you let yourself sink a little more into the cushions. He's getting the heating pad, Ijiro says. I figured. He also grabbed a good one from his training bag this week, because he said the one you have doesn't get hot enough. You turn to look at him. Ijiro's face is open and warm in the television light, a small smile at the corner of his mouth. He told you that. Complained about it to me for 5 minutes, Ijiro says, which for him is basically a love letter. You laugh, quiet and genuine, and it eases something in your chest, even if it doesn't touch the pain lower down. Katsuki returns carrying the heating pad, a glass of water, and two medicines pinched between his fingers, with an expression of complete indifference that doesn't fool either of you. "Sit up," he says, and so you do. He kneels on the cushion behind you, without ceremony, arranging the heating pad against your lower back with a care that's almost startling in contrast to his general representation, pressing it firmly enough that the warmth begins to sink in immediately. "That's," you exhale. "That's really good. Thank you." "Of course it is." He holds it there for a moment, making sure that it's positioned right. "You were sitting weird for like 20 minutes. I could tell." "You were watching the movie." "I can do two things." Ijiro catches your eye over the popcorn, ball, and mouths. "Love letter" again, and you press your lips together against another laugh. Katsuki settles back against the armrest, but this time he's closer, and he pulls your legs across his lap. Not gently exactly, more efficiently, like moving a piece of furniture. "You don't have to do that," you say. "I know." The response is so simple, so unbothered, that it takes the argument out of you entirely. Ijiro shifts, maneuvering so he can rest against your side probably. His arm around your shoulders now instead of draped behind. "We can put on something else," he says. "Something slow. Nothing with explosions." "Hey," Katsuki says. "You've seen this movie 11 times, Katsuki." 12. And I was watching it for cinematography. You just skipped to the fight scenes twice. Those fight scenes have excellent cinematography." The banter moves around you like water, easy and familiar, and you close your eyes for just a moment. The pain is still there. It doesn't disappear on cue, just because the people you love are paying attention. That's not how bodies work, and you've stopped expecting it to. But it becomes something you're carrying in company, rather than alone. "Pick something slow," you say finally. Ijiro reaches for the remote with his free hand, scrolling one-handed, with the contentment of someone who has already decided the night is good, regardless of what's on the screen. Katsuki doesn't say anything. He just adjusts his grip, finding the knot behind your knee, and works at it with the focused attention he gives everything that matters to him. You open your eyes and look at the ceiling, soft in the television light. Outside, the city does its city things. In here, the night asks very little of you. You breathe. The heating pad hums. Ijiro settles on something quiet and unhurried, and the blue lights shift to something warmer. And so you stay exactly where you are. Thank you guys for listening. I hope you like this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and goodbye.